Welcome to Las Vegas, where chaos reigns and nothing goes as planned. Las Vegas, stingy and unpredictable, are trying to impose their defensive will. Meanwhile, El Paso, disciplined, determined, and built to control the game with their high-octane offense. Two different styles collide tonight here from Cashman Field. Hello, everyone. Former Manchester United goalkeeper Gary Bailey. I'm David Gascon. Western Conference standings top to bottom. Las Vegas on the outside looking in, but Gary, we have a log jam.
If Las Vegas win, they go to 15 points, only 1 point behind El Paso. If El Paso win, they go top of the table. That's how much the 3 points mean here tonight.
It was a humbling start for Las Vegas last week, and it did not get any better against Sacramento. They were blitzed 5-0. How do they rise to the occasion tonight?
It's going to be difficult. If they play like this, they've got no chance. Seba Herrera with the first, Jack Kerr at the far post, and then they just, look at the defending here, just standing off and allowing that shot from Jamison to go into the far corner. Here a near post again, the marking just not good enough.
It's a mixed message for Las Vegas so far this season. The good, they lead USL Championship with 6 clean sheets. The bad, second worst in all the league with goals for.
The average next year over the last 4 or 5 matches is less than a half. And when they have been beaten, they've been beaten by in excess of 3 goals. So yes, they've got the clean sheets, but they also bleed goals badly when they do lose.
El Paso was clinical against Indy 11 last time out, winning convincing 3-1. Have they played their best ball so far this season?
Been fantastic. Armando Moreno, they started in his box, defending a corner, and then they scored this, a square ball again from Cabrera to Calvillo. A fantastic finish, and another little pullback from Cabrera to DeRoma. Fantastic goals by El Paso.
Wilmer Cabrera is our player to watch tonight for El Paso Locomotive. He has scored 7 goals so far this season out of the 19 for El Paso. As he goes, so does the team.
It's a good finisher. He's got fantastic eye. Look at that finish there. Brilliant touch, and then left foot, right foot. But it's the ability to lift his head and see things. And that first touch there, that is top class.
Bright lights out here tonight in Sin City. It should be a good one between two teams vying for big points in the Western Conference. Coming up on their side, we'll get you the starting 11 and first touch. It's El Paso Locomotive. Las Vegas Lights coming up next.
As a Great Clips salon stylist, I love giving customers the look they want. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details, so it's one less thing for you to worry about. And when I see that confidence at the end of the cut, that's everything to me.
As a stylist, I know it can be hard to find time for a haircut. With the Great Clips app, you can put your name on the list from anywhere and head to the salon when it's time for your cut. A great haircut plus more time for what you love. That's Great Clips.
Hello, my name is Ramon Martin del Campo, City of Henderson police officer and former Las Vegas Lights team captain. My mother, Susie, desperately waited for a second chance after years of fighting kidney disease. Through a paired kidney exchange program, she was able to receive the gift of life through transplant. Currently, about 85% of Americans waiting need a kidney transplant. I am a living kidney donor. Nevadans are giving. Join us at wearenevadans.org.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Southern Nevada Water Authority. Remember to change your watering clocks for spring. Water plants and trees up to 2 days a week. Of course, Great Clips. Tonight's starting lineup brought to you by Richard Harris Law Firm. Starting lineups first for Las Vegas Lights, led by head coach Antonio Nocerino. A 3-5-2 formation. Reiko Arozarena in between the sticks.
3 changes to the side, beaten 5-0 by Sac Republic. In come Yunus Budadi, Christopher Pearson, Vaughan Koval out at the very top, and out go Jack Singer and Sharp Brewer. Knight Pickering goes to the bench.
For El Paso Locomotive, a 4-3-3 formation for head coach Wilmer Cabrera. Sebastian Mora getting the first start for him in about a month and a half.
Yeah, Jamali Waite not available, and so he's not on the bench. There's 2 changes in the team that beat Indy 11. That's the one. The other one, Alvaro Quezada coming in at right back from Memo Diaz.
Mondo Moreno leads the team so far this season with 22 shots throughout 2025. It's an offense that runs up and down the pitch. 19 goals that they have scored so far this season. They come into this contest with a 4-2-4 record. El Paso last year, to give you an idea of how much they've improved, they closed that last season 8-18-8 as this match is officially underway. El Paso Locomotive coming into this contest as a decent-sized favorite. Las Vegas, despite playing on home soil, an underdog at plus 190. El Paso moving from left to right on your screen, and Las Vegas Lights moving from right to left. All-time series leader in this matchup is El Paso, 5 victories to 4 defeats. But oddly enough, they have outscored Las Vegas by a wide margin here in the desert, 5-1.
Also, hasn't been a draw between them, has there, in 9 meetings, which is surprising.
Strange.
As we get a winner here tonight, I think most neutrals will be happy. You want to see goals, you want to see attacking football, something that Las Vegas have struggled to provide in previous matches. Been tight defensively most of the time. As you mentioned in the beginning, when they haven't, they've been beaten 5-4 and conceded 3. Those are the 3 big defeats. But in between that, a whole bunch of clean sheets.
Las Vegas changing styles from last year to this year with the head coaching change. Dennis Sanchez made his way from Las Vegas to New Mexico. Antonio Nocerino closed up shop in Miami and now comes to Nevada. It's his first ever coaching venture in USL Championship last year for Miami FC, a club that only prevailed 3 times. Now he comes to Las Vegas trying to change his resume and winning percentage. And so far, Las Vegas, 3 up, 3 down, and 3 draws.
Most importantly, sitting just outside the playoff spot. So the big question, I think, is will this defensive football work? It's never the best to watch, so I don't think Las Vegas fans will be happy about watching it. But if it's effective, I'm sure they'll support Antonio Nocerino. But sitting just outside the playoffs now, scored 3 goals in their last 6 league games. I worry for Nocerino, a great player in his time, but is he going to have the right sort of method of coaching here if he's going to be ultra defensive? Again, time will tell.
Our lead official, Joshua Encarnacion, blowing his whistle for the first time during match play. The element to Las Vegas that has been highlighted the most throughout this season is the goals for. Not only have they only scored 6 goals this season, but their goal differential is -6. To put it in perspective, the 12 goals that they have surrendered have come in the 3 losses. That includes the 5-0 drubbing last week at Sacramento. That ball taken away, no contact foul. DeRoma, top of the box to drive, easily managed by Arozarena, his first touch of the evening.
Arena's such a solid goalkeeper. He really has been a star for them. And all those clean sheets you mentioned, he's come up with a couple of top-class saves. Just body and hands behind the ball there, comfortable for the Cuban international.
Pitch conditions tonight rather choppy. You see grass plentiful in certain areas, then not so much in others. Shades of dirt as well. Rosarena thought about coming in. Bad move. That shot goes scaling over the cage. Oh, Cabrera's not going to get a better look than that. And he misses up and away by 10 feet.
Of all the players, he's the one you put your house on it. He pointed to the ground as he took the shot. I don't know if he hit a bump. We were talking about the pitch conditions, but it's just the aggression of him to get in front of the defender here. And then look at him there. He points at the ground as if to say, that's the problem. The ball bobbled as I was hitting it.
Took out the pitching wedge instead of the driver. And it ended up being a souvenir for a fan for a few seconds. Into the 5th minute. Injury report presented by AMNR and Medic West Ambulance. Been reported on either side, which is good news to open up the year, but we'll have another conversation once we waddle our way into June and July.
Just a little warning there for Las Vegas of how good this current El Paso team is in the box. And once again, Andy Cabrera there just getting in front of the defender and making something happen literally from nothing. And you've got to give Wilmer Cabrera, and his dad, by the way, you've got to give him credit for building this team of wonderful touch players. And they're so skillful. They don't rely on height and strength. They just rely on moving that ball around quickly. Nice passing, nice touches, and sharp around the box.
Cabrera leads a team with 7 goals on the year. Avila has a couple in this campaign. But tremendous complementary pieces to put the back line of opposing squads on edge. They've scored 19 goals so far this year. They have conceded 15. But they let it rip from everywhere on the pitch. Jamali Waite, who was named the USL Championship Save of the Week in week number 11, not in uniform, so the rock in between the pipes, not in uniform. This one played into the box, waddled around, top of the box, moving around. Rodriguez punches it, he scores! Johnny Rodriguez, his 3rd goal of the season. Las Vegas leads 1-0.
That's a fantastic strike from Johnny Rodriguez. What you expect from him. He showed at Oakland what a good scorer he is. And since he's been here, he scored with his hand, he scored with his feet. He's that classic striker who pounces on any opportunity. It's a tight-ish angle, but he hits it hard and low towards that far post and says, welcome to the game, Sebastian Mora, who hasn't had a touch yet except to see the ball go past him into the back of the net. But that's a good finish from Johnny Rodriguez. The one bright light in attack for Las Vegas. He's the one capable of scoring goals, and he's shown it already.
He has 3 of the 7 goals scored so far this season for Las Vegas Lights. And for a club desperate to bounce back after they were hammered a week ago by Sacramento, got exactly what they needed here in the 7th minute. Rodriguez and company lead 1-0. Antonio Nocerino, when we spoke to him earlier this week, did not mind too much about the lack of offensive punch because he felt his team defensively has been stout for the most part, albeit they've given up 12 goals and 3 losses. But they were hoping, Antonio Nocerino and his coaching staff, that the offensive prowess of Rodriguez would eventually come. Keep in mind, last year with Oakland, he scored 12 goals, and the year before that, he scored an additional 12. So his capability is there, but it's about finding the right groove, and oftentimes it's just about the repetitions and the minutes with a new team.
Yeah, it can work, that system, winning 1-0 as they did against Lazo, and it was a Johnny Rodriguez header, and a fantastic header it was too. In the top corner, you defend and you hold on to that lead, and let's see if they can do that magic again today. As I say, it's hard to do, and if you can pull it off, well, it'll be congratulations to Antonio Nocerino at the end of the season. But opponents can score goals as well, and this El Paso side, be very surprised if you can keep a clean sheet against them. They have so many attacking talents.
Always conceded El Paso 3 goals in the first 15 minutes of play. 2 losses this year at the hands at New Mexico 1-0 and at Birmingham 3-1. They were able to exact some revenge against New Mexico, handling them 3-0. The highlight to their season so far, with their 4-2-4 record, they're unbeaten across all competitions at home in 6 matches. 3-0-2 in league play, but on the road, sub 500 at 1-2-2. It's a coin toss in the Western Conference. And all the sites right now don't expect anyone to separate themselves from the pack. New Mexico in real time with 21 points, but you go all the way down the ladder, and Oakland in 11th position has 10 points.
Gone are those days when there's weak teams and strong teams. Now every team has the money to buy decent players. They're stacked with players of former MLS and players on the way up, perhaps heading towards MLS. As you say, there's not much between teams. And I've no doubt that come the end of the season, it'll literally be a point or two that separates those that make the playoff from those that don't.
Can the defense of Las Vegas not only win the night, but make a deep run in the postseason like they did last year? They finished 2024 with 13 victories, 10 losses, and 11 draws. 50 points, 4th in the Western Conference. They lost in the Western Conference Finals to the eventual winners in Colorado Springs. It was a heck of a run for Dennis Sanchez and company.
Brilliant season. And a season that started off, they didn't have any players. The coach had to start signing players. And from day one, he said, we're building a team. And you're thinking, okay, well, maybe as the new coach, Antonio Nocerino, is trying to pass on his knowledge from being a legendary player for Italy. Yet what Dennis Sanchez did is he built a team up over the course of the season. It's just top class.
Paso Locomotive trying to get themselves back in. Sweet move by Cabrera on the buildup. He gave it up, trying to get it back. He does. Cabrera trying to use his acceleration, but he's muscled off that ball. Nice defense by Las Vegas.
Just the thing about El Paso, they have scored 6 goals in the first 15 minutes. That's the most in the USL. Here they come again.
The attack. Torres surrounded, looking around for some reinforcements. The Roma, who scored last week in that victory against Indy 11. Johnny Rodriguez, his goal in the 7th minute, is the difference maker so far. Las Vegas on the board early. It's the first of 2 encounters between Western Conference foes. This game means so much more because of the point differential. Points going one way as opposed to the other. Neither team they afford many mistakes throughout this year, especially these rosters not having deep benches. Las Vegas not capable of winning any kind of track meet. You're not going to see them win games by a 4-3 outcome or a 5-4. El Paso can play that way. Oddly enough, speaking of El Paso's offensive ability, they've scored 19 goals up to this point. They scored 27 all of last year. Talk about a role reversal. Moreno, sharp angle. Moreno, nice move. Moreno gave it up top of the box, over on the right-hand side. That drive fought off. Torres came in, but no real angle to maintain. DeRoma. Nobody in sight for El Paso. It's a dead giveaway.
That's a pure cross there from Quezada. Getting a chance at right back here tonight in place of Memo Diaz. The rest of that one-touch football so good. And you were talking about the fact that they've scored plenty of goals this year, El Paso. There is Wilmer Cabrera. But
what they've got up front is they have some talent in Andy Cabrera and Armando Moreno that is just amongst the best you will find for touch football, for controlling, for turning in the box. And they really make it difficult for teams. I was just saying that most goals in the USL in the first 15 minutes, 6. Most in the first half, 12. They attack teams. They don't sit back. They are super confident in their ability. And when you see them up front on the ball, you get to see why, the way they knock it around.
It's a team that added forward Frank Lopez from Miami and fullback Memo Diaz from Oakland. They lost Bolo Akinyoti, Gustaffer, and then Yuma and Eder Borelli retired. A lot of attention on for Daniel Carter. He's just 21 years of age, but they hope the Honduran can break through as a professional here in the United States. And the elements of their game with the ability to score early and frequently is it's a team that you can never count out, especially late in a half. But for the first 15 minutes, Las Vegas has been clean. They escaped one attempt by Cabrera, who was within 5 feet of goal. Back the other way, they're trying to counter again against the run of play. And this will be a corner kick for Las Vegas.
Patrick Leal just trying to build on that left-hand side for Las Vegas. They do seem a little bit brighter at home compared to last week at Sac Republic. That one's just totally over it as I'm giving them praise.
We have a moment. Enter the Prinks Tires Tailgate Kit Sweepstakes for a chance to win a prize pack worth up to $3,000. Scan the QR code on the screen to enter today. Gary, you're not eligible for that. But it'd be a lot cooler if you were. El Paso coming off a 3-1 victory against Indy 11. Match in which they were up 3-0 at the end of the first half. Moreno scored in the 13th minute, Calvillo in the 32nd minute. But that was more than enough against an Indy 11 squad that showed late life. They had a couple of chances against Reiko Rosarena in the 87th and 88th minute, but could not find anything to make the game more compelling.
I thought it was an excellent victory against Indy 11. Andy Cabrera was just top class with his 2 assists. Calvillo winning 7 of 8 duels in midfield, and coach afterwards, former Cabrera, just saying we play with a wonderful mentality. He says we're top of the table, might only be for 24 hours, but I'll take it. And even the previous match against FC Tulsa away, it took an 86th minute equalizer from Tulsa to grab a point. In the match against Austin in the Cup, they were 2-0 up, ended up losing 3-2 against a very good Austin side, but still, there's something special going on at El Paso. And that's why I think even though they're 1-0 down here, there's a long way to go in this match, and I expect to see this team in white causing a lot of problems there for Rosarena in goals.
There's something to be said about the Open Cup for USL Championship teams. One reason or another, it just seems like those teams that excel in the Open Cup have a much better regular season. I mean, think about New Mexico from years past, Sacramento, who had a deep run, being eliminated by Orlando. Indy 11 was fantastic last year. Joshua Encarnacion. Yeah, quick conversation. Leal and Ortiz picked himself off the track. Gabby Torres working with a line drive, found a hole. Nobody for El Paso could connect.
I think it was Arturo Ortiz at the near post who had a swipe at that ball and missed it. That's a fantastic ball into that 6-yard box. Look at it again, it's whipped in with pace. There he is, Ortiz having a swing. I think his knee connects with the defender instead of the ball.
Brutal placement. And Rodriguez not feeling comfortable about himself right now.
Coach Nocerino just giving a few thoughts. Again, his background as an Italian international player is just top class. And he's a defender, so Italian defenders are renowned for giving nothing away. They love a 1-0 victory as much as any score. But I just wonder if this Las Vegas side is built to play that style of football, defending and holding on to it. I'd like to see what happens from here. Will it be a case of now defending as much as possible and try and protect the lead, or are we going to see Las Vegas push forward and try and get a second and third?
A Las Vegas report card for this year at this point in the season, would it be fair to say that they get a C?
Yeah, it's hard to say because those clean sheet wins were very, very good wins. But then the handful that they didn't win, they got thumped 5-0 Sac Republic, as we saw. They got done 4 by FC Tulsa, and then 3 by New Mexico in that 3-2 loss. So when they weren't keeping a clean sheet, they were getting absolutely hammered. But the coach himself just saying, well, you know, it's been okay so far. So whether you call okay a C or a B+, or it's okay, which is fair enough to hear, because if the coach says it's okay, it's not bad. His point was, we've lost to 3 good teams.
And I think
it's a fair comment, Sac Republic being really good.
Right, and I think if you're, no matter what the result is, if you're losing 1-0 or 5-0, it still counts the same as a loss.
It does, although psychologically in the locker room it might feel a little different. But you're correct, 3 points is 3 points. At the end of the day, you want to get into the playoffs. It doesn't matter how. If they keep keeping clean sheets, then there's every chance they'll do this, Las Vegas. I just don't know if you go on to keep a clean sheet against this current El Paso team.
Well, Las Vegas took a big step last year compared to 2023. They had 3 wins 2 years ago. They were 3-21-10. So leapfrogging the way they did from the basement into the upper echelon of the Western Conference was a remarkable move. And then to find themselves in the Western Conference Finals and a goal away from advancing to the final is something that the organization can build on and work off of. But last year was last year, and now a different squad. Rodriguez nearly had that ball, was played away at the very last second. Walked away with a fine recovery for El Paso.
Yeah, if you go back in Las Vegas history, they were a feeder team for LAFC, I think, at one stage about 3 years ago. So they really just were never going to achieve anything if you just, you know, trying to build players for an MLS franchise. The moment they got onto their own 2 feet last year, then Dennis Sanchez was able to build his own team. But to your point, wow, did he do a fantastic job. And it's going to be so difficult to follow that for Antonio Nocerino. Even if you make the playoffs but don't go to the final, they'll always say, well, the year before we made it to the finals.
El Paso trying to flex their offense. This will be a corner. Las Vegas has not been caught flat-footed at any moment in this opening half. One miscue by their back line, and they got away with it. Wilmer Cabrera missed a shot from point blank over the crossbar. Calvillo will take this corner. Calvillo whips this ball into the box. Rosarena leaps up, swipes it away. A colorful way of putting that ball into another corner for El Paso.
It's a good punch on the goalkeeper. Hard to catch him when there's so many bodies around. So just get a good punch, redirect the ball far away from your goal, and that's exactly what he has done. For me, one of the players of the team so far this season.
Gabby Torres. Working short. Calvillo to Torres. Serves this one up. Line drive delivery, and Rodriguez didn't have to move a whole lot. A lot of the action last week for Las Vegas on the defending side was having a hard time against the crosses of Sacramento. A player down for El Paso again. Looks to be Ortiz, that is the case.
He's not happy at all, as he explains to the referee. I think that the difficulty with crosses for El Paso is you don't have big players in the center there. If you look at Moreno, Cabrera, Avila, they're all small, clever, tricky players, whereas last week against Sac Republic, you had some big units coming into that box. Seba Herrera with the big number 9. You had Jack Gurr coming in at the far post for crosses. Those are big physical players, but I don't know if El Paso can play that style. Their style is more intricate, interpassing, very quick one-touch play and good finishing. Better finishing anyway than Andy Cabrera showed that one chance he had. But again, he pointed straight to the ground. So I think just for his sake, we'll blame the turf.
The pitch conditions that they are tonight, there's dead spots here at Cashman Field, and there's other areas that look pretty rich. As a goalkeeper, how challenging is that for you to read the ball from a shooter?
It's very challenging, and what you would normally do is go, because if the pitch is a bit dodgy, you go and spend 20 minutes before the game just getting balls pitched in front. If you look behind a Rose Arena, there's a whole brown area there. You will get a lot of shots just dipped into there just so you know what to expect, but even though you know it, it's still very difficult to read that bounce, and often the ball will just bounce off your body because you don't know where it's going, which is why whenever there's a shot, you should be following up. And on these sort of pitches, always follow up the shot on the goalkeeper.
On the ground, right in front of him.
Hoppers can take a nasty jump, whereas on regular grass and optimal conditions, has a different feel to it, to a keeper. This will be a corner for Las Vegas. Valentin Noel will take it. This corner kick brought to you by Richard Harris Law Firm. Noel making his 9th start of the year. Only has a goal and an assist. Big drop off from last year. Well, high looping ball, but nobody around for Las Vegas. El Paso, visions of a counter. Rosarena comes a mile out of his net. Las Vegas Lights are proud to be working with the Southern Nevada Water Authority. Remember to change your watering clocks for spring. Water plants and trees up to 2 days a week.
Still playing without Arturo Ortiz, who's having his hand wrapped and bandaged, so it seems like somebody stood on his wrist. So they're playing with 10 men at the moment, are El Paso.
Open up this match. There is nobody to report on the injury report for either side. Las Vegas 3-3-3 so far this year. Biggest victory of the season against Loudoun United. Rico Rosarena set the club record last year for Las Vegas with 9 clean sheets. He's already up to 6.
Fantastic season last season. Remember the playoffs when he made 3 penalty saves against Sacramento Republic? Absolutely brilliant.
Pushes confidence across the entire team. You have a keeper that can be a brick wall for you. Villa surrounded, escapes. Avila lets it rip. Rosarena gobbles it up.
Good little bit of skill in tight circumstances. That's what they're so good at. Shorter players, low center of gravity, great skills. Keep the ball close to the body and unleash that shot. Once again, Rosarena picking up the flight, reading the bounce of the ball. It's the quality they have in and around the box, those front 3 for El Paso.
Exactly what you highlighted, Gary, is players that are not tall in stature can operate in a telephone booth and get shots off quickly.
to play as well. They run with the ball, head up, they see where each other are, and they play in lovely square balls, as they did, and it was on show against Indy 11.
Rodriguez enters the 18, looking for service to the back post. The ball just had too much pace to it.
Just to finish that point against Indy 11, the balls that Andy Cabrera played in, the 2 assists that he had for Calvillo and for De Roma, just head up, weighted balls into the box, set them up for a good finish. That's what those front 3 are capable of doing for each other.
Sebastian Mora beat on the first shot he faced tonight. In fact, he hasn't seen any other traffic come his way outside of that, with Johnny Rodriguez, the team's leading striker, getting on the board in the 7th minute. His goal, the 3rd of the year. El Paso wanted to flex their offensive muscle. Wilmer Cabrera missed to give them the lead, and Rodriguez capitalized moments after. These teams have played 9 times all time. El Paso with 5 victories to 4 for Las Vegas. El Paso has had the scoring advantage here in the desert, outscoring Las Vegas 5-1 until tonight. But a new year, new team, new personnel. Ball's going to escape. Corner here. Calvillo. He'll at least place it down. Torres, the 28-year-old, recently signed in the transfer from Phoenix Rising for 100 USL Championship appearances. Match has settled down after some early fireworks. Torres. Low line drive delivery, not his best performance, and El Paso would love to have another crack at it. Just outside, Avila was the intended recipient. Back on the counter comes Las Vegas. El Paso trying to recover just in the nick of time, and a good play by Calvillo, but regardless, the motor from Las Vegas was threatening there, Gary, with Valentin Noel nearly with a clean break.
He's the player they look to for inspiration and a spark, Valentin Noel. He gave us some of his numbers from last year, and I thought he was absolutely fantastic, and hasn't really managed to get on the front foot as often this year, maybe doing more defensive duties, but I always feel if you can get him in attack as your attacking midfielder, then you'll create more chances for Johnny Rodriguez and Vaughn Koval up front.
Valentin Noel a season ago with 10 goals and 7 assists. Only the one this year. Cabrera gave it up. Villa doing a good job at least holding his footing. Was stepped on. Cabrera couldn't recover. Malik Howell giving a quick eye down at Villa. Zan. Villa not fancy enough on the footwork, and he gets tied up with Christopher Pearson. While we have a moment, Lights fans, scan the QR code on your screen for more of the official protein drink of your Las Vegas Lights. Minute, Gary Bailey, David Gascon, live from Cashman Field. Hope you're enjoying USL Championship on a Saturday night from Sin City. Las Vegas Lights getting a goal from Johnny Rodriguez. His third goal of the season. The difference maker so far. Patrick Leal with the helper, his first assist of the campaign in 6 matches. That's where we stand. El Paso has not had a shortage of offensive opportunities. It's the inability to get one past Reiko Rosarena. He's made a couple of nice stops and had one sail over his crossbar. Fortunate enough to prevail. That's an interesting takedown. We will see yellow right here for Howe. I beg your pardon, that'll be Christopher Pearson.
This is just pressure coming from El Paso, running quickly with the ball. Beto Avila just so good, tight control. And having just won a free kick, he gets tripped up again, the second time in the space of a few yards, and the referee's had enough, pulls out the yellow card.
Hasn't been an overly physical match. It's been some decent collisions though, especially in the 6. Rodriguez got eaten up by Ortiz. Ortiz landed on his backside twice so far, and an injured right hand required him to leave the pitch and seek medical attention. Free kick here. Chipped into the box, but right to a Rosarena. Ortiz could not get any lift on that after Calvillo's insert.
I think what Calvillo was hoping for was someone just to get a slight touch on it. It was aimed at the goalkeeper with the intention you get in front, you put the goalkeeper off, you get a little header, just get it left or right of the keeper. Nobody in a white kit could get there ahead of Rosarena.
Creativity has been sparse for El Paso. A lot of individual play. The header, and it's level at 1-1. Wilmer Cabrera, his team leading 8th goal of the season. We are deadlocked at 1.
Well, once again, Andy Cabrera or Wilmer Cabrera Jr., whichever you want to call him. That's a fantastic header. But look at the work done by Frank DeRoma here. He's going to pull back, dummy them, and then go. And then he hits it without having to beat a player. What a cross that is. And perhaps he's already had a look up and he knows where he thinks Cabrera will be, because he's just whipped it in to that space. And they haven't been able to stay with Cabrera. They should be touch tight on him. In fact, they should be in front of him. But he's got a couple of yards free, and still he's managed to measure that header into the corner. It's a fabulous finish, and it's a fabulous assist.
The playmaking ability was fantastic, but the finish is high quality for Cabrera. 8 goals now and counting, and those 8 have now come in 9+ matches.
Well, he was joint 3rd in the Golden Boot with 7. Now on 8, he's 1 behind Cal Jennings, who was leading coming into the weekend. It wouldn't surprise me if he goes on to be a Golden Boot winner, because he's just a natural finisher. Wonderful touch, and we said earlier on it'd be very difficult for Las Vegas to keep a clean sheet like they normally do against this side. So now the question is, how do Las Vegas play it from here? Do they come back on the front foot? Do they try and get the second? Or they just keep it tight and play on the counter-attack? It'd be very interesting to see how Antonio Nocerino wants his team to play from here onwards.
Made his professional debut at the ripe old age of 17, and he is in the prime of his career. And a header like that against the Rosarena, who had no chance on the ball, exemplifies the kind of skill and precision he carries with him, even in his young 20s. Nigro looking for Rodriguez. play was apparently onside.
Nice touch for Sebastian Moramora, and goals having conceded. That was basically the first time he touched the ball, was to pick it out the back of the net. Nice for him to make a good catch and get himself slowly involved in this game. Again, you are the home side, Las Vegas, and yet it's the El Paso keeper who's standing there with nothing to do, and Rosarino is having to make a number of saves, most of them comfortable, to be fair, but still by far the busier of the two keepers.
Las Vegas wanted to come into this contest and grind things out against El Paso, shut down their offensive threats. And they've done a decent job of doing that, but Cabrera has had 2 cracks towards target. He scored once and should have scored early on this match. The ball that just simply sailed off of his right foot. Otherwise, it would have been 1-0 early for El Paso. Las Vegas getting the goal from Johnny Rodriguez, but they haven't asked many questions of El Paso. Away with a mishit there, could be trouble, plenty of contact. A soft giveaway given back to El Paso. Las Vegas Lights are proud to support the Nevada Donor Network in their mission to save lives through organ, eye, and tissue donations. With over 100,000 Americans waiting for life-saving organ transplants, including nearly 700,000 Nevadians, you have the power to bring them hope simply by saying yes to being a hero. Register by visiting www.nvdonor.org today. First minute. Cabrera. Paso relentless with their attack. Expectation that they will control possession in this match against El Paso, against the Las Vegas team that typically sits back. To no avail. Quick restart. Ascona gave it away. Fine job by Christopher Pearson on the defending side.
The fans are still in good mood, even if we're not seeing many chances. I mean, to be fair, Johnny Rodriguez's goal was not an giveaway ball.
It is a giveaway. El Paso looking for a whole lot more. The Chipavia got beat by Rosarena. Flying play by the keeper, not leaving his left bar, and a fast restart. Noel trying to elude a defender. We have a whistle and a stoppage.
By the way, you start giving the ball away at the back there, and you give El Paso chances like that. It was only a really good save from Rosarena that dug them up from conceding a second there. Beto Avia so sharp in the box. You can't do that to this El Paso side. And I was just saying earlier that Johnny Rodriguez, his goal was not an easy chance. It was at a tight angle, whereas we've already seen one, what I would call easy chance from Andy Cabrera that maybe hit a bobble or did something as he went to hit it. They've scored from another one, and then moments ago they have another chance. All the chances, bar the difficult Johnny Rodriguez one, going to El Paso. Not the type of stats or opportunities you would like if you're the home side. So once again, are we going to see Las Vegas try and push forward a little bit more in the second half or not?
Moreno's out wide to the right. He did not receive it. Ortiz patiently. We'll keep an eye on our fourth official to see exactly how much stoppage time fouls will be awarded. Steven Cardozo is our fourth official, so he'll indicate as such. match has not had a seesaw presence. It's been more about El Paso playing on the front foot and Las Vegas trying to counter. Ortiz will pick up yellow here.
It's a silly and cheap yellow. He'd really taken the ball away. I thought, oh, he's risking it here. But you keep going on, you pick up a yellow. Now you mistime a tackle and you get sent off with a second yellow. That first one is just unnecessary from a player of Ortiz's experience, 32 years of age. He's international for Mexico. He knows better than to pick up a yellow for that.
He's a winner down in Mexico as well. Club Leon, 2 championships with the organization. Liga MX, 2013, 2014. And he has had a colorful first half. We have 5 minutes of stoppage time.
The problem he's got now, Ortiz, is if you're a striker, if you're Johnny Rodriguez, Vaughn Koval, Edison Azcona, you're going to gun for him because you know that if he mistimes a tackle, it's a second yellow potentially and he's off. So you're going to go for him because you know he has to think twice before he does make a tackle on you. And that's all because you gave away a silly yellow card. You make yourself vulnerable. You make yourself a target for the opposition.
Ortiz not reading the play well, but he potentially might be reading the game right. El Paso holding a sizable advantage in possession, 70% to 30. And they're out shooting Las Vegas 6-1. 4 goals, 4 shots on target to the 1 for Las Vegas. Sacramento last week had 9 shots in their victory, 5 of them on target, and all 5 found the back of the net against Las Vegas.
The stats don't make good reading. I think if you're a Las Vegas Lights coach, player, or fan, you don't want to read the stats because the way they're playing football, soccer, doesn't look good when you look at the stats. The expected goals for Las Vegas, the previous 4 matches, on average was less than 0.5.
Ooh.
It's not good. But if you scrape 1-0 wins, it can be effective. It's just I don't know if that's what Las Vegas Lights fans want, and of course I don't know if it is going to be effective, especially against the quality of teams like El Paso.
On the approach, El Paso, Roma had given it up to the back post, volleyed around, cleared for a moment. Nigro has it and just evicts this thing out of harm's way. Las Vegas has an expected goal for tonight of .06. Barely a heartbeat, and yet they're level with El Paso 1-1.
That was a very well taken goal by Johnny Rodriguez. Not easy at all to score from that tight angle. I'm sure the XG for El Paso is much bigger and much more substantial.
0.78 is the figure for El Paso.
That's nearly a goal, and they have a goal. So they're sticking close to their expected goals for Las Vegas. I'd say they're either a tad fortunate to have their goal, or it's just a bit of brilliance from Johnny Rodriguez that's got them in that position.
Calvillo taking this corner. Made his 100th appearance for Locomotive earlier this year against Hartford. Has it on a short corner. Pretty good placement, but nobody around in the white kit for El Paso. Time dwindling down as opening half. DeRoma surveying the land. Las Vegas not putting any pressure on the ball. Match stays 1-1 at the end of this half. See if Antonio Nocerino makes any kind of change to his approach in half number 2.
There's a couple of Las Vegas Lights players you've hardly mentioned. Vaughn Koval, Edison Ascona, Yunus Budadi. I'm not sure if you have mentioned them, and if so, maybe only once, because they're all busy back defending. They're not doing what they're normally meant to do, which is creating and attacking and getting shots on target.
Sebastian Moramora, somewhat easy night at the office outside the one attempt from Rodriguez. If Las Vegas is to win this match and grab 3 points, they have to change how they approach half number 2, because El Paso is dominating in the shot category and the possession realm, and Las Vegas is just sitting back defending. Joshua Encarnacion will blow the whistle, and that will do it for the opening half. Johnny Rodriguez on the board for Las Vegas Lights. He's expected, and conversely, so is Wilmer Cabrera for El Paso. His team leading 8th goal of the season. 45 minutes in the books here from Vegas. Lights, Locomotive, 1 apiece.
Yeah, not the best of first halves for Las Vegas. I really want to see them come out and do more. They are the home side. They are outside of the playoffs. They have to force the game a little bit more for me. El Paso, some lovely interplay, and I expect to see lots more of that in the second half.
Shots in the opening half, 10-1 in favor of El Paso, and possession favoring the road team, 72% to 28. But we're bottleneck right now at 1 apiece through 45. In the desert, Las Vegas and El Paso even at 1-1.
Desert Radiology is the area's chief resource for the highest quality medical imaging and diagnostic care. We are proud to offer 9 locations across the valley. As a member of the community for over 50 years, Desert Radiology is proud to be the official imaging partner of the Las Vegas Lights. To learn more, visit desertrad.com. That's desertrad.com. Let's go Lights!
At Comprehensive Cancer Centers, the most advanced treatments and breakthrough research are helping our patients thrive. But some of our most powerful treatments are preventative. This begins together in our community through awareness, outreach, education, and support. From healthier living and self-checks to screening for early detection, we can now find and treat some cancers before they strike. We're doing this together, Southern Nevada, and teamwork saves lives.
Today's match is brought to you by Desert Radiology and Comprehensive Cancer Centers. Back here live at Cashman Field. Gary Bailey and myself, David Gascon, and all the youngins coming out to help support the local team, with Las Vegas scored the first goal of this contest. El Paso equalizing before the end of the first half. 1-1 is the score. Look even deeper into Las Vegas, their kits. We got some good stuff with the home team coming up. Fellas, take it away.
What is your favorite eat naked meal?
The basil, no? I'll say the Thai basil.
Lemon and herb chicken. Thai basil chicken.
I think it's like a chicken fettuccine with red sauce or something, basil red sauce.
The chicken with the white sauce. No, I don't know what it's called, but it's really good. Really, really good.
So it's the Thai basil. Thai basil is the best.
Yeah, the Thai basil chicken. It's a good hit.
As a Great Clips salon stylist, I love giving customers the look they want. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details, so it's one less thing for you to worry about. And when I see that confidence at the end of the cut, that's everything to me.
As a stylist, I know it can be hard to find time for a haircut. With the Great Clips app, you can put your name on the list from anywhere and head to the salon when it's time for your cut. A great haircut plus more time for what you love. That's Great Clips.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way.
Focus!
Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power.
Whatever it takes.
Trusted for over 100 years. Tiger Balm's proven herbal blend tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger so that you can rise above pain.
Let's make a Karate Kid.
And get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Wait, come back! Wait, come back, I need more help.
Take a load off it. Take a load for free.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Stay 3 nights this summer at Best Western and get $50 off a future stay.
How does Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water keep you in the game? We always source our water directly from the natural spring to fuel every body, no matter how you like to move it. So whether you're chasing your goals or just staying active this summer, make sure to stay hydrated with Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Always bottled at the natural spring source.
Bringing you inside the USL Championship and League One. Diving into all the biggest stories and top headlines. This is USL All Access with Mike Watts and Devin Kerr.
With Gary Bailey, I'm David Gascon. Las Vegas Lights, El Paso Locomotive. One apiece through 45 minutes of play. First of 2 encounters here this season. I'll get some time with our USL news and notes presented by Pay Blocks. Gary, all kinds of things going on, especially the US Open.
Pittsburgh had a good run. Unlucky to come up against Philly Union, who are a top-class side, and buried them, although they did have an unbelievable goal from young Garcia. Hit it from more than 25 yards at a tight angle into the far corner. But it comes to an end, and then they got a decent result today in the league. So all looking good for the Riverhounds.
International play is always fascinating when you look at players from USL Championship. The guys that are homegrown, the others that have made their way from different parts of the world. CONCACAF Gold Cup right around the corner.
plenty of good players, wonderful talent throughout this league, in virtually every club, and it's good to see them go off and get some international experience at the same time.
Mexico will play Japan at the Oakland Coliseum. On the Boots historic solid home opener for them. Take a look at some of the earlier scores or out-of-town scoreboard. Brought to you by Silk Title Company. Anything jump out to you as a surprise?
Well, Pittsburgh doing well from a midweek Open Cup match to go and beat Rhode Island away. That's a useful result. Orange County, they've been struggling a bit, so they'll love those 3 points against the Switchbacks. And Tampa Bay, Riley, they just can't seem to get a result. I mean, a draw is not bad, but they are sitting right towards the bottom of the East.
Cal Jennings scored twice again today for Charleston Battery. He has gone scorched earth on everyone.
Well, they shouldn't have let him go. If they had the choice, Tampa Bay, but they're thinking, could we not have kept him somehow? He's such a good striker.
That's the out-of-town scoreboard. Now we take a look at what is on tap and on the horizon. Wednesday's schedules coming right around the corner on CBS Sports Network. Las Vegas Lights right back on the pitch against Phoenix Rising.
It should be a good game. It always is between those two teams. Phoenix Rising are a decent side as well, so two quality clubs coming head to head.
See Indy 11 Hartford Athletic also on May 28th as well. A light menu, but that's on a Wednesday, so we will have all in action for you as well. Johnny Rodriguez, Wilmer Cabrera doing the damage for their teams. Yeah, highlights and some stats coming up next.
Look they want. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details, so it's one less thing for you to worry about. And when I see that confidence at the end of the cut, that's everything to me.
As a stylist, I know it can be hard to find time for a haircut. With the Great Clips app, you can put your name on the list from anywhere and head to the salon when it's time for your cut. A great haircut plus more time for what you love. That's Great Clips.
Radiology is the area's chief resource for the highest quality medical imaging and diagnostic care. We are proud to offer 9 locations across the valley. As a member of the community for over 50 years, Desert Radiology is proud to be the official imaging partner of the Las Vegas Lights. To learn more, visit desertrad.com. That's desertrad.com. Let's go Lights!
At comprehensive cancer centers, the most advanced treatments and breakthrough research are helping our patients thrive. But some of our most powerful treatments are preventative. This begins together in our community through awareness, outreach, education, and support. From healthier living and self-checks to screening for early detection, we can now find and treat some cancers before they strike. We're doing this together, Southern Nevada, and teamwork saves lives.
Warm Saturday night here in Las Vegas. Lights, Locomotive, the first of 2 encounters here during the regular season. They're tied at 1 apiece. Gary Bailey, David Gascon. We went through the news and notes and out-of-town scoreboard. Now the highlights, because it was a rather fascinating first half of ball.
The second half, and Johnny Rodriguez just missed the brace as it scrambles wide of the right bar.
This is good from Las Vegas. Nice and positive. Zhao is another one of the substitutes and puts a beautiful ball in. And Johnny Rodriguez, that's way, way easier than the one he scored earlier, but he misses that one. But what a good position he's in. I would put my money on him to score every single time. That's how good a striker he is. I don't know how he's missed that one there.
Fitting that you do that in Las Vegas. Rodriguez and Zhao nearly connecting with a highlight reel goal. Las Vegas had the lead at 1-0 and want to capture it again. Big 3 points at stake for each of these sides.
Well, I like what the coach, Nocerino and Antonio has done. So let me say it again. Antonio Nocerino has done, is he's been positive. He's made changes at halftime. He can see that he wants to get more on the front foot. And by making those changes, he's sending a message to the team, get out there, let's have a go. Let's show them what we can do. And already they look far sharper, look really good.
Zhao. Full head of steam, just could not maintain possession. Real-time standings, El Paso has 17 points in second position. Las Vegas with 13 and 8th. But if Las Vegas could regain the lead, then things change. Quick touch, volleyed back. DeRoma lets it go, but that ball, no ambitions of putting it on target from DeRoma's strike. Antonio Nocerino making some changes here to begin the second half. The possession category favoring El Paso, the shots as well. That's part of the reason why you cannot be stuck box score reading matches like this. Just two different styles.
It is, and I think at the end of the season, you look back at El Paso, they'll be in the top, I would say the top 4. I think it's a fair assessment given how good their front three is. And so a draw against a team like this is not a bad result. And as Antonio Nocerino said when we chatted to him, he said, you know, we've lost 3 games, but we've lost against some really good sides. Czech Republic, you know, being one of them. FC Tulsa's a vastly improved side. So you can't read too much into this. It's only towards the end of the season you get a true sense of how good the teams are that you've lost to, and the teams that you haven't beaten, especially if they're near the bottom, then you'll think those are points lost.
And that's with the hope of staying healthy as well. Moreno holding ground. Moved around DeRoma. Nice dummy through. El Paso searching for it. Ball did not have a lane to find a Rosarena. Las Vegas trying to counter, they can't. DeRoma glides us through to the left-hand side. Ruiz didn't call his number too often in the first half. El Paso looking for more. Ball moving around, and Gabby Torres had the idea of trying to split 2 defenders and couldn't prevail there. More the same from El Paso. Calvillo lights one up. Missed the lower left-hand corner by a good couple feet.
He's an inspirational player for them, Eric Calvillo. I was just saying last week that they want to be high in the standings because we know what it's like to be at the bottom where they were last year, and how hard it is to play catch-up at the end. So we don't want to do that this year. And clearly that's the aim of this team. They want to make sure they're in the top 4, and they're going to get a home playoff place, ideally. They do not want to be outside the playoffs looking in.
Zhao around one defender. He continues to work. Zhao just had no lift on it. He had the right idea with Rodriguez near the 6, but he ran out of real estate. Could not put lift onto that ball. So El Paso taking it away. And this plays back to Rosarena. Rosarena was under some pressure in the first half. The one shot that got past him was one that was improbable for him to make a save on. Las Vegas made some changes. If you're Wilmer Cabrera of El Paso, would you make any changes for your side?
I don't think so. I don't think he needs to at this stage. Obviously, the changes will come. You guess around about the 60th minute, you want to bring on some fresh legs. But this is a team that has done extremely well for him over the last 6 or 7 weeks. And he might bring on Robert Coronado, the player he does bring on to make an impact. I didn't see much of Tumi Moshabani this season. 30 years of age, a South African, maybe being used a bit more sparingly. Memo Diaz, Tony Alfaro, all good options for them when they want to bring on fresh legs.
Avila enters the 18. Avila trying to get it back and could not. Good recovery from Las Vegas. And Daroma here. Quick chip on the right-hand side. Cabrera properly marked. Las Vegas trying to get this out of harm's way. They can't yet. Moreno. We have a moment. Las Vegas Lights are proud to be working with Desert Radiology as their official imaging partner for the 2025 season. Shots at this junction of the contest, 13-12, excuse me, 13-2 in favor of El Paso. Possession 73% for El Paso to 27 for Las Vegas.
Any stat that's really important is the one on the top there, top left. It's 1-1, and as long as it stays that way, you would think Antonio Nocerino will be reasonably happy. I'd like to get another goal. I tell you what, that chance for Johnny Rodriguez, just going back again. What a good chance that was.
Questionable challenge, and that's going to be ruled as a yellow. Malik Howell seeing color for the first time tonight. Howell and Pearson with the bookings tonight for Las Vegas.
Yellow card issued to Las Vegas Lights number 24, Malik Howell.
Joshua Encarnacion, the elite official, has not been busy tonight, but he was prompt with that yellow. Daroma, who had the assist on the goal from Cabrera. Make sure you stay with us at the conclusion of this contest. We will have our pay blocks man of the match, voted on, selected by Gary Bailey himself. I have no influence on that.
Anyone's not happy is going to come after me. Is that the idea?
That's right. Public enemy number one, Gary Bailey. Both these teams seeing action and across all competitions, not just USL Championship. Jägermeister Cup for El Paso on the horizon. Same thing for Las Vegas Lights. Las Vegas will be playing midweek though on May the 28th. El Paso on the 31st. Zhao waits for this Rainmaker to come down. Zhao tries to elude one defender. Recovery, no.
Something Zhao brings you is he's a battler, he's a fighter. You know that he's going to push forward and and try and pressurize El Paso. I think he's really come on and been effective down the right-hand side for Las Vegas.
Las Vegas has had a noticeable spurt with Zhao in to begin the second half. As they look to create more offense. With the 6 goals that they have scored this season heading into tonight's affair, Rodriguez making it 7. The one element to an increase in productivity is the shots, specifically the shots on goal. They only had 25 heading into tonight. Part of the reason why we were speaking about their offense was how to improve the offensive efficiency while still maintaining their defensive stronghold on the USL Championship. Avila gets taken down. This will be a yellow card as well. Peculiar spot to put one in. And Budati is shown yellow. That's now 3 yellows in this game for Las Vegas.
Yellow card issued to Las Vegas Lights, number 23.
Only thing you can say about that, and you say it every single time, is your football IQ really comes in when you're on a yellow card, because the next tackle has to be sensible. And it cannot be one where you're holding onto a player's shirt, which will get you a second yellow. It can't be any of those late tackles with studs up. So those 3 players for Las Vegas and the one for El Paso, Arturo Ortiz, just have to be a little bit clever about how they make the next tackle, or the remaining tackles, I should say, until the end of the match.
Gabby Torres, Eric Calvillo, both here for this free kick. Calvillo bends this ball, looking for a lane to shoot that on target, and misses wide.
He's one of the few players, Eric Calvillo, has been with the team a long, long time. He's in his 4th season with the club. A lot of players are either new to the club or have been with the club just a year or 2. He's one of those who's part of the fixtures now.
Budati gave it up to Zhao. Backtracking quickly, Leal. Las Vegas found their groove to close out last year. Trying to get win number 4 here on the year. More and more skies up, almost misjudged that ball. Zhao had the right idea towards the back post. The ball hung up just a little bit too long to his liking, and Moramora was able to recover.
That's exactly the point. Just too much height in it. It gives the goalkeeper time to get into position to jump, and you can't really challenge the keeper these days. So, but the idea was good from Zhao. Like I say, he's made a big difference since he came on. Really has created a supply of crosses from that right-hand side. The one cross that Tony Rodriguez could have done better with. A player of his quality, 3-4 yards out with a header, would have put my house on him scoring that.
The 2 changes to open up the second half. Knight Pickering and Joe Zhao. Nothing for El Paso yet, as we're in the 61st minute. 2/3 of the way through, and it's been combative. Moreno gave it up. Daroma from well out. Hit a body in front, stays away. Las Vegas doing a fine job of closing the distance between strikers. Daroma again, another shot blocked. Well, offside ruling on the far side of the pitch.
Some good little half chances there from the visiting side, and bodies blocking the shots. This is a bit of skill on that right-hand side. Absolutely lovely there. And that's Moreno having a shot which Fortunately for Vegas, there was a defender in the way. So nice play out wide from Andy Cabrera. And a good little half turn and shot from Armando Moreno.
While we have a minute, Lights fans, scan the QR code right now on your screen for more on the official protein drink of your Las Vegas Lights. Johnny Rodriguez for Las Vegas, Andy Cabrera for El Paso. Both goals scored in the opening half, nothing since. There have been changes for Las Vegas, nothing for El Paso yet. There have been a few players warming up on the sideline, but Wilmer Cabrera has failed to do anything with those bodies just yet. Avila and Cabrera with the chip, DeRoma. Gave it up, Avila. Avila with the left foot, not a major threat though against the Rosarena. Common on his toes, no fat rebound.
They've had a good last 5 minutes, El Paso. They've had 2 or 3 shots. Some of them have been blocked. Some haven't really tested Rosarena that much, but they're threatening. It's a little bit of a concern for Las Vegas in terms of if they keep getting chances, then you fancy one of them will eventually fly in. So just wonder if the likes of Valentin Noel can get the ball and start getting the Lights pushing forward a bit more.
Double-digit goals last year for him. One this year. Quick touch, Las Vegas trying to quickly move in transition. They could not. El Paso again trying to make a move. Transition game for Las Vegas, fairly simple for them. Their formation tonight, not left in some vulnerable positions. Moreno, DeRoma looking for a lane, teeing this one up. Great stop by Rosarena. Avila again for Cabrera. Andy Cabrera's brace in the 64th minute. El Paso on the board again. Their first lead, it's 2-1.
That's another wonderful finish from the highly talented Andy Cabrera. Coming seconds after there was a strike. Here's the strike from just outside the box. Rosarena making a decent save. Avila there just pulls it back. And again, the just judgment of that ball, which bobbled in front of Andy Cabrera, but the finish in the near post just beats the goalkeeper. That's just wonderful football again. I mentioned it a few times. These front three, Avila, Moreno, Cabrera, they're all wonderful touch players, able to find players, their teammates fairly easily. Good passes, good awareness, and great finishing.
9 goals and counting for Cabrera. He's on his horse trying to catch Cal Jennings. And that will be a battle to the end of the year. El Paso, second USL Championship, 21 goals this season. But they have conceded 16 of them. All they care about is the win-loss category and the amount of points. Cabrera twice in this contest. The brace occurring here in the second half, the 64th minute. DeRoma. Koval could not keep it. Avila with the assist on Cabrera's second goal. DeRoma with the first helper. Las Vegas trailing now by a goal 2-1. Moreno just gives up on the play. Here's Johnny Rodriguez with some real estate. A double team quickly coming towards the top of the box. No reinforcements for Las Vegas yet.
Good hold-up play there from Beto Avila just to take the pressure off. That was a good little spell there by the Lights. Just putting pressure on El Paso, and they always say the 5 minutes after you score are always your riskiest because the opponents will come flying back at you, which is what the Lights have done, but that just kills the game, slows it down, just brings that energy level back down to normal, and then El Paso can resume.
Raico Arozarena's made 5 saves so far in this match. He's faced 17 shots. DeRoma trying to jitterbug his way through some traffic. Moreno. DeRoma. No options available towards the middle of the pitch. Quick chip. Torres softly on to Rosarena. USL on the CBS Sports Network wraps up on this month of May with a Western Conference doubleheader. May 28th, San Antonio FC takes on FC Tulsa, 8 p.m. Eastern, followed by these Las Vegas Lights and Phoenix Rising at 10:30 Eastern. Catch all the action on the CBS Sports Network May 28th. Good move for Rodriguez. Oh, he kicking around Mora. Do or die moment for the keeper, and he comes up huge.
It is a good save from the goalkeeper, Johnny Rodriguez. The last player you want to see coming through with the ball. The goalkeeper blocks him on the edge of the box. It's another little half chance for Johnny Rodriguez. Scored one. Had a header, which he just heads wide when I thought he was going to score the second, and now another chance. Most of the chances at Las Vegas Lights, they haven't had a lot of them, but when they've had them, got to try and take them. And of all the people you'd want them to fall to, you'd want them to fall to Johnny Rodriguez. Wasn't able to finish that one off.
Never love the guilty party. But that goes back to how complacent one cannot be against Las Vegas. Because when you have a player like Rodriguez or Valentin Noel, they will strike like a match. Don't need to hold possession for 90 minutes. You have players that are at caliber to score.
The big challenge now for Las Vegas is these last 20 minutes. What El Paso can do really well is just keep possession, move the ball around. They're a great touch-playing side. It's going to get increasingly difficult for the Lights to get on the ball, to get it, move it around. So they're going to have to work extremely hard here to keep closing El Paso down and try and get that turnover ball.
71st minute, El Paso trailed 1-0, and now back-to-back goals from Cabrera have them in front. Moreno. Paso having a challenging time breaking down this defense. Ortiz, poor decision making. Las Vegas trying to push forward. Pickering puts this ball into high gear, trying to play catch it. Plays this back to Mora. Shots are 19-3 in favor of El Paso. 7-2 on target. Looks like more changes on the sideline. We have another yellow card here. Valentin Noel will pick up the booking. 4 yellows on the night for Las Vegas. Noel, Budati, Howell, and Pearson.
It happens when you don't have most of the possession. You're the one chasing back and doing the tackles. Or that wasn't much in that.
Yellow card issued to Las
Free kick
Vegas
maybe,
Lights,
but
number
yellow.
24, Malik Howell.
It's also very tiring when you're the one chasing around the ball.
Substitution for your Las Vegas Lights.
Entering substitutions for the Lights are useful because they bring on fresh legs as well.
And exiting the game, number 41.
Christian Pizon will come into the affair, replacing Von Cole. Third change of the night for Antonio Nocerino. Ortiz gave it up again to Moreno. He's played a spirited brand of ball tonight.
Correction on the yellow card. Yellow card issued to number 27, Valentin Noel.
Track meet. Baroma asking for delivery at the top of the box. He was available for a moment. Fine recovery by Las Vegas. And here's Joe Zhao. Zhao has to stop and stutter. Did not have the support yet. And now Las Vegas will try to build up into this. Good movement from outside, and that shot is airmailed.
That's Patrick Leal having a dip from 30 yards out plus, and unfortunately for Las Vegas, not able to keep it down.
Robert Coronado checking into the affair. First change of the night for El Paso. Beto will come off. Moreno giving him a hug. Coronado. And from La Habra, California.
Substitution for El Paso in the 74th minute. Entering the game.
Joined the club last year, midway through the campaign, after spending time in League One with Central Valley Fuego FC. A rekindling of the relationship with head coach Wilmer Cabrera. He was with them at RGV a couple years ago. A lot of familiar faces for Wilmer Cabrera to work with, which makes for a recipe for success when you have that kind of familiarity and comfort with talent.
To your point, Eric Calvillo is saying about the coach, he said he's changed the mentality of the group. He's trying to get us to be closer off the field. He's very big on that. He wants to get the chemistry going. So, yep, he does bring back players that he knows that will fit into the culture of his locker room. And you've got to guess that he's getting it right, because if they were to leave here with a score, they'd be sitting either top or second in the West, which would be some achievement.
Rodriguez and company have other ambitions. Leading 1-0 and now trailing 2-1. DeRoma escapes, but that ball behind Cabrera, who's searching for a hat trick. Cabrera and Cal Jennings with a couple goals this weekend, in case you're looking for the USL Championship Player of the Week. I'm sure there's quite a few more nominees as well.
So frustrating for Las Vegas. Now you're chasing the ball. At least you forced the goalkeeper into a long ball, so well done there. You can try and pick up the pieces, which they have done. Nice from Vegas.
Rodriguez, Jal, outside the cross! Oh, it grabs Woodwork! Pickering's drive! That one sails into the stands. Oh, no!
That all came from fantastic pressure on the goalkeeper, forcing a poor kick out, jumping on the ball. Shah with a lovely ball to the far post. That effort there, just thumping against the post. And then just ballooned over the bar when the goalkeeper was struggling. And on target, the goalkeeper was injured. It might have ended up in the back of the net. So good opportunity for Las Vegas. That came from hard work, came from pressurizing up front. Need to do more of that now in the remaining minutes.
Now is your last chance to head over to the Great Clips customer service booth to collect it.
Happening at a quick pace, Sebastian Moramora immediately after the play went down in agony. He's fortunate enough to escape.
I just wonder if he went into the post there, Moramora, as he was trying to make that save. It's been a good second half for Las Vegas Lights. Johnny Rodriguez has had chances. This one's hit the woodwork. Definitely have made a real fist of it, has Antonio Nocerino's side in the second half. Tony Rodriguez flicking it out to Zhao, who just puts it into that far side of the pitch there. It's a decent effort, cannoning off the post. That chance and the Johnny Rodriguez header early on in the second half, two very good opportunities that just haven't gone Las Vegas's way.
Yeah, Christian Pinzon, who just came into the contest with his first dabble in it, with the best scoring opportunity of the night outside of Rodriguez's goal. Inches away from making it 2-2. Abrupt on the counter, and now the other way. Torres played this ball with way too much run, fortunate enough just to recover in time. That ball crossed the end line, it did.
Wasn't a bad cross in the end, though, because he was, as you say, he went over his limit, but he managed to pull it back from that end line, Gabby Torres, and in the end, it's a good clearance from Las Vegas defenders.
El Paso in no mood to speed things up. Expected goals now, El Paso 1.18. Las Vegas 0.55. They just picked up 3 shots in the last 2 minutes. Torres. Calvillo tried to put that ball in a harm's way, but nobody around in white for El Paso. Rodriguez delivering heavy pressure. Las Vegas trying to force El Paso into a mistake. Pickering, scrambling, working. Ball goes back to the home side.
It's good work there from Las Vegas up front. Just causing so much pressure with that press and getting turnover ball. Because you know what El Paso are trying to do? They're trying to slow it down. They're just trying to keep possession, work the clock down. Las Vegas have to do exactly the opposite. They're going to keep the momentum going, keep the pressure up, get turnover ball.
And number 9, Frank Lopez.
Another change here for Las Vegas.
Gabby Torres. And number 10,
Dowda Peters
Armando Moreno.
coming in. Frank Lopez, the forward, entering for El Paso.
Las Vegas Lights at the 81st minute. Entering the game, number 42, Dowda Peters. And exiting the game, number 17, Patrick Leao.
Noah Dellenmayer coming in for El Paso as well. Can't miss Dellenmayer, 6'6". Tall drink of water. Lopez overran that ball. Lopez was the bright light for Miami FC last year, led the club with 7 goals. And a rather unfortunate year. They had 3 victories all season long. Las Vegas searching for some availability. Question mark though for them. Puts them in a peculiar spot. Searching for a goal and needing a little bit more time to operate. Zhao. Getting caught off guard for a brief moment was Mora. He was cheating a bit and Budati almost caught him in the act of it.
Certainly the subs have made a difference in that second half. As Christian Pinzon who hits the post a few minutes back, so he's made an impact. It was Zhao who put the ball in for him. Now Pickering's been sharp. We wait to see what Dada Peters can do, but certainly the bench having a real positive impact here for the Lights today.
'84th minute, and question remains with Las Vegas. Do they have enough time to create? El Paso still playing an aggressive approach. Andy Cabrera, a goal in the first half, a goal in the second half. Coming back from 1-0. His goal in the 64th minute has given the road team the advantage. El Paso wins tonight. It'd be their 5th victory of the season. They had 8 last year. Ball given up. Roma lobbies this in. Skied up. Lopez with the left foot hit a body in front. That was earmarked for that right bar. Sets up a corner. Budati fortunate enough to get away with a miss hit there. I think Pickering anticipating a short corner for El Paso. Line drive, Howell didn't get on top of it. El Paso nearly found a lane, but some contact inside the 18. Possession goes back to Las Vegas.
It's interesting, they had someone who's 6'5" or whatever it is in the box there for El Paso. And Dollenmeyer, you'd think they would try and land it on his head somehow.
Cannot coach 6'6".
Hate to be the person who has to mark him. Oh. There's still time here for Vegas. They're just got to stay positive and get the ball forward, see what transpires. Got enough strikers up there with Knight Pickering, having joined Johnny Rodriguez and Pinzon there as well. They've got enough players who can find the back of the net if they get the right service in these remaining minutes.
Possession numbers changing now for Las Vegas. Shots are improving. searching for a goal. Zhao. Peters. Noel. Put that ball into a tight quarter with Pickering, but it was properly marked. Lopez elevates and Peters drops him.
You don't want to be doing that necessarily because you have good pressure there from Vegas now. They will take all the time in the world, slow it down. They were looking for that foul. They wanted the shove. And now it gives them just a chance to kill the game for a few minutes. Lots of hand signals from Mora. Get everybody up, wait a while. Some more gesturing, all part of just working down the clock.
Peters not trying to waste any time on the restart for Las Vegas. Is Vegas busy in the offseason? The acquisition of Johnny Rodriguez from Oakland was the headliner.
It's a great acquisition to get. His headed goal was against Loudoun United a few weeks back. Just was spectacular in the top corner. The goal again today at a very tight angle, incredibly tight angle. I was so surprised when he got it in because he gets it right in the far corner. Just the headed goal was, of all of those, the easiest was the headed goal in the second half, or the headed opportunity, which he flashed wide of the post. And for him, I would have thought that was a comfortable finish and would have made a big difference to this match. But nonetheless, what a signing he's been, and what a good player he will be for the Lights.
Budati. Zhao. Peters works the opposite side of the pitch. Rodriguez is inside the 18 along with Zhao. Can the ball find its way there? Mora land on top of it.
The idea was good. The ball whipped in with pace. It's just a little bit too close to the keeper. If that's sort of closer to the penalty spot or between the penalty spot and 6-yard box, keeper can't come for it. It's coming in with pace, diving ahead of there, or a scissor kick, and that's in the back of the net. So not a bad idea. Just got to keep it a little bit further away from Mora.
Keep an eye on Steven Cardozo, our fourth official. How much stoppage time will be allotted? Minutes would be fair. Dormer just rolled his ankle over that ball. This is going to stay with El Paso. Another change. Tony Moshabani coming in.
Substitution for El Paso.
More changes, this time for El Paso.
Number 24, Guillermo Diaz. And number 11, Tony Moshabani.
Memo Diaz coming into this affair as well.
Number 18, Alvaro Posada. And number 13, Andy Cabrera.
Paso was excited about picking up Memo Diaz from Oakland. They didn't make major splashes in the offseason, but solid pickups. Didn't lose a lot. Calvillo. Butati's been called for foul. 5 minutes of stoppage time.
As you predicted.
Not bad. Stay with us at the conclusion of this match. Gary and myself will have man of the match. Brought to you by Payblocks, along with full-time stats and highlights. Each of these teams will take a quick pause to compete in the Jaeger Cup next week. And back to to your regularly scheduled programming of USL Championship regular season activity. Lopez. El Paso would love an insurance marker, but not overly aggressive, trying to grab it. Coronado goes down in some pain.
That's all they were doing there, just playing in little triangles, keeping the ball, waiting to either win a free kick or just work the clock down, and they've managed to do both. They've won the free kick and they're continuing to work the clock down. Frustrating when you're Las Vegas Lights or any team that's down 2-1 at the stage of the match. The opposition are just doing every trick in the book they can. Legal, that's what you would do if you were in the lead. That's why it's so frustrating. Not much you can do about it.
Both players upset around Joshua Encarnacion. You can disagree with the lead official. It's not over the top, which would require a booking for verbal abuse.
And also, you know they're going to fall to the ground, so you've got to not be too physical at these moments. You've got to try and nick the ball off them, which is not easy, and then you start your counter-attacks.
To a vacant spot. Rodriguez, Zhao.
Now you throw everybody forward with only a couple of minutes left. As Vegas Lights, you bomb everyone you can afford to throw up into attack. That's what you got to do.
Paso wins tonight. It'll be win number 5. Las Vegas trying to steal 2 points back. 3 wins on the year, 3 losses and 3 draws.
If this stays the same, El Paso second position behind New Mexico, just 2 points behind, but 3 points ahead of the chasing pack on 16, Tulsa, Monterey Bay, and San Antonio.
Rodriguez, 2 nice moves to set up this. A shot that goes slicing away. Pinzon twice in this half. Decent looks.
And for Vegas, if this result stays, they are in 9th position. Just a point behind Sacramento Republic, Phoenix Rising, and Orange County in 6th, 7th, and 8th position. So you're there and thereabouts.
Yeah.
There's no need for panic. The problem is behind them is Colorado Springs and Oakland Roots, 2 teams that could put a run together. So you're chasing those above you, you're keeping an eye on those behind you. It's a stressful position, but one in which a couple of wins will sort it all out again, and Vegas will be comfortably in a playoff spot.
Dolmayer. Perfectly content. Surrendered it. Zhao. One final push for Las Vegas. Pinzon on the dead sprint. Gave it up, but he's looking to jump back into the field of play. Played through nicely. Pickering with a chip. Could not get it on target. It has hit a body, and it'll be a corner kick here for Las Vegas.
I thought for a second he'd actually chipped that into the net. He had the right idea, and obviously it's come off a El Paso body, but Knight Pickering's got the sort of skill to score from those positions.
Whipped into the box. Budati, not a great touch. And now Reiko Rosarena. Reiko coming all the way out of his net. So Rosarena out. Budati here.
This would be spectacular for Rosarena. Can get on the end of one of these crosses.
Looked away, the header. Not a good touch again. And Rodriguez, unfortunate for him, just could not get to that ball in time for a retrieval, and that will do it. Andy Cabrera just too much, and El Paso's offense better than Las Vegas's defense on the night. And the winning continues for Wilmer Cabrera's troops. El Paso Locomotive prevail, coming from behind. 2-1 is the outcome.
And I think Andy Cabrera is going to cause a lot of teams problems. No disgrace to get beaten by a player who is battling for the Golden Boot Award this season already. Wilmer Cabrera, we'll have to keep an eye on his son. I think there'll be a few MLS clubs wanting to take him very soon. That's how good young Andy Cabrera is. An exciting game, 2-1. It was close right up until the end. Johnny Rodriguez had a great diving header chance in the second half. Las Vegas Lights really positive in the second 45 minutes, especially with Zhou Zhao on that right-hand side.
Well, El Paso improving their record now on the season to 5-2-4, good for 19 points. Las Vegas Lights falls to 3-4-3.
Hello, my name is Ramon Martin del Campo, City of Henderson police officer and former Las Vegas Lights team captain. My mother, Susie, desperately waited for a second chance after years of fighting kidney disease. Through a paired kidney exchange program, she was able to receive the gift of life through transplant. Currently, about 85% of Americans waiting need a kidney transplant. I am a living kidney donor. Nevadans are giving. Join us at wearenevadans.org.
At comprehensive cancer centers, the most advanced treatments and breakthrough research are helping our patients thrive. But some of our most powerful treatments are preventative. This begins together in our community through awareness, outreach, education, and support. From healthier living and self-checks to screening for early detection, we can now find and treat some cancers before they strike. We're doing this together, Southern Nevada, and teamwork saves lives.
Johnny Rodriguez was our man of the match, brought to you by Pay Blocks, but for Rodriguez and company, not enough on the night. El Paso wins it on foreign soil. 2-1 is the final score. Andy Cabrera doing the damage, his brace, the difference maker of the night, and El Paso victorious for the 5th time this year. Gary, the numbers in this contest tell you that El Paso was the better team on the night. And it'll be compelling to see what happens when these two teams play again, because it's always going to be El Paso's offense versus Las Vegas's defense. They almost got away with it tonight.
Yeah, it was a close game, and certainly Johnny Rodriguez had a couple of other chances to score, but his goal he took was fabulous.
Yep.
So you can't be critical of him. He took one of the chances, and that's what you ask for your strikers. Shots on target, 7 for El Paso, just 2 for Las Vegas, 2/3 possession for El Paso. They played very well on the night, 7 corners to 3. A lot of yellow cards Las Vegas had to rack up. They just to keep El Paso at bay. So a tough day at the opposite Vegas, but they showed enough, especially second half with Zhou Zhao out wide, and Knight Pickering coming on with Shimpenzot. They showed enough there to suggest that they can get themselves back into a playoff place fairly quickly.
And our man of the match in Johnny Rodriguez, brought to you by Pay Blocks. Here's the man of the match in Mr. Rodriguez.
The way he took the goal from the angle, the first touch there takes it away at a tight angle, and he still finds a way to tuck it in that far post.
El Paso Locomotive improved their record to 5-2-4 on the season, 19 points. They're next up against Colorado Springs in the Jägermeister Cup on May the 31st. Las Vegas, middle of the week on May the 28th against Phoenix Rising. Las Vegas falls to 3-4-3 on the year. For my broadcast partner, Gary Bailey, I'm David Gascon. Hope you enjoyed this one. El Paso Locomotive triumphant again. Andy Cabrera 2 goals on the night, and they win on the road 2-1 over Las Vegas. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. So long.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.